Welcome back to the channel. Today's review is WrestleMania 3 from the Pontiac Silverdome. Your commentary team is Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura. Your opening contest is the Can-Am Connection. That's Tom Zink and Rick Martel versus the Magnificent Moroccos in the opening match for the second year in a row. And his tag team partner, Cowboy Bob Orton. And I tell you, the Can-Am Connection looked crisp in this one. They were in and out, sudden tags. There were a couple of spots in this match. The Can-Am Connection had control pretty much the whole way through. There were double hip tosses. Morocco punched Orton by mistake after Zink moved. There were a couple of switcheroo spots with the full Nelson. When the Cowboy and Morocco were in control, it wasn't for very long. They were doing the up-down hip tosses, double drop kicks, double monkey flips. The Can-Am Connection looked crisp. At the end of the Can-Am Connection, knocked Orton out of the ring, and one of them drop kicked Morocco, and the other one did the let him fall. 1, 2, 3, basically a schoolyard pin, where they playing leapfrog. I think the game was they used to call it. Anyway, your winners of this match, as a result of a pinfall, the Can-Am Connection. Billy Jack Haynes versus Hernandez Hercules. This match starts out with Hercules taking advantage at the start after a couple of collar and elbow tie-ups. Herc gets reversed by Billy Jack with punches and kicks and clotheslines. And then when Herc takes over, he does like this shoulder backbreaker type power slam move. It was really weird looking. And back body drops and more clotheslines. 1, 2, no good. And then we got Billy Jack Haynes making a comeback with punches, kicks, and suplexes and clotheslines. Billy Jack Haynes has a bad back apparently, but there was an atomic drop as well from Billy Jack Haynes, and then one of my favorite spots. And they don't do that as much as they used to, the double clothesline. Hercules gets the advantage, tries to put Jack Haynes into the full Nelson. These two are the masters of the full Nelson. It's the whole hook of the match. He couldn't quite get his fingers locked, but the referee does the old 1-2 hand check, no good. Then he clubs Billy Jack because he knows he's about to lose his grip. Billy Jack takes over with a press slam after Hercules misses, and he goes after the full Nelson. But Hercules gets to the ropes. They go outside. Billy Jack Haynes puts the full Nelson on the outside, which leads to a double countout as they ignore the referee. And so there is no. We'll move to our next match at WrestleMania 3. And now we go to what would be termed a special attraction match back in the day. Keep in mind, this match didn't age well. King Kong Bundy and two little people, Lord Littlebrook and Little Tokyo versus Hillbilly Jim, the Haiti Kid, and Little Beaver. So this match gets started, and Bundy's in there. Oh no, the little people started off, and the Haiti Kid does the headlock takeover. They do the crisscross spot. Then they do the rowboat on Lord Littlebrook. And then Bundy gets tagged in. So Hillbilly Jim has to come in. Bundy takes over, clubbing forearms and kicks. And then Hillbilly Jim takes him down with a clothesline, drops the elbow. Bundy gets back up with more punches and forearms and a splash in the corner. And then Hillbilly Jim, when he has Bundy down again, goes for the pin, and his partners help him out. 1, 2, Bundy kicks out. And so he gets the upper hand on Hillbilly Jim. And unfortunately, Little Beaver comes in to help out Hillbilly Jim. So your next match is Junkyard Dog versus King Harley Race, also known as Handsome Harley Race. And the stipulation of this match is that the winner gets to keep the crown, and the loser must kneel and bow before the king. Harley Race is accompanied by Bobby the Brain Heenan and the fabulous Moolah. JYD is by himself. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. It starts with Harley Race getting punches from JYD, getting out of the ring, and Bobby the Brain grabbing the foot of JYD. JYD chasing him around the ring, and Harley Race taking advantage with elbows and kicks and things, and JYD fires back. And I felt bad for Harley because he treated it like a tilt-a-whirl. 3 times he did a 360 over the ring. One was even over the turnbuckle. It looked like he was going to do the Ric Flair spot where he runs across the ropes, but he just went over. And there's also spots where Harley Race had JYD down on the outside, and he goes for the headbutt, and he misses on the floor. And Gorilla Monsoon said this might be the end of the match, which it wasn't. After JYD got a couple slams, Harley Race gets up with a knee, throws JYD in the corner, and he comes out with a belly to belly suplex. And 1, 2, 3, he beats the dog. This is the second year in a row where, or maybe it was the third year in a row. But anyway, JYD has this habit of being in control of most of his matches and ending up taking the pinfall. Anyway, your winner of the match is King Harley Race. And tag team matches up next. The Rougeau brothers, Jacques and Ramon, take on this Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine, with still luscious Johnny Valiant in their corner, along with Dino Bravo, and that comes into play in just a little bit. But how can I tell you that I miss those little mechanical rings that used to take the wrestlers to the ring? I'm watching this pay per view. I'm getting all nostalgic. But anyway, let's get back into the review here. Jacques and Ramon get the upper hand early after Brutus had Raymond in a hammerlock. He did the backwards jump, landed on his feet, atomic drop, quick tags in and out by the Rougeaus. They had Brutus in the corner, doing a bunch of kicks, punches, and slams. The Rougeaus were doing well until they got the hammer in there. The hammer was picking on Jacques with forearms, boots to the stomach, and scoop slams. Then he would soften Jacques up with quick tags with Brutus. And they did a move that I really appreciated, that I wasn't expecting to see, that I forgot about. It's been so long since I watched this pay-per-view. They looked like they were going for a press slam, and then Greg the Hammer Valentine came down with the forearm, and Brutus turned it into a backbreaker. So that was pretty cool. Brutus gives 5 or 6 jumping stomps to Jacques, tags in Greg the Hammer Valentine, who gets Jacques into a figure 4, makes his way to the ropes, and then Jacques makes the tag to Ramon, who gets the upper hand, puts him in a sleeper. That doesn't work. And then we get a back body drop. I think it was a back body drop. Anyways, Greg the Hammer Valentine's in trouble. They look like they're setting up for the doomsday device of the LOD. And then they do this jumping senton like Rey Mysterio does today where he sits down on them. Yeah, they did. The Rougeaus did that, rolled them up for the pin, but the ref is distracted by Johnny Valiant. Dino Bravo gets in, does a jumping forearm off the second rope, puts the hammer on top of Jacques Rougeau or Ray Rougeau. 1, 2, 3. It's the end of the match. The next match is Roddy Piper versus Adrian Adonis in a hair cutting match. The loser gets his hair cut. This is Roddy Piper's retirement match. Spoiler alert, that doesn't happen. However, getting to this match, it starts out with them just trading blows, no collar, no tie up, nothing. And Adonis gets the upper hand. He's basically in control of the match. And he's beating Piper up, and Piper looks like he's out of it almost. And then he gets to the outside, and Adonis smashes his head against the table. He chases Jimmy Hart around. And there's the funny spot where they get back in the ring. Jimmy's trying to get to the top rope, but he throws Jimmy into the adorable Adrian Adonis. Piper's trying to win, just punishing the adorable one as the host of the flower shop battles the host of Piper's Pit. So many storylines, so many ways you can go. The adorable one gets Piper in the sleeper hold, his finishing move, and he basically gets the two fists, but lets go of the sleeper too early. Ref gets distracted. The adorable one brings out the hedge clippers. He hits himself after trying to get at Piper. Brutus Beefcake comes out. Piper apparently gets the win. They shave the adorable one's head, and Piper takes the hedge clippers. This is the beginning of the Brutus the Barber Beefcake gimmick. Before this match, the dream team of Brutus and Greg the Hammer won, but Luscious Johnny, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Dino Bravo left him in the ring. This is a babyface turn for Brutus. We will continue with our next contest. Your next contest is the Dynamite Kid and Davey Boy Smith, the Brutus Bulldogs, with Tito Santana in a 6-man tag against the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart with Jimmy Hart, and Dangerous Danny Davis. This is Danny Davis's debut in the WWE. He was a former referee who cost Tito Santana and the Bulldogs their titles. The match starts out, Santana goes and hits Jim the Animal Neidhart before the bell even starts and runs him into Bret Hart. Bulldogs chase Jimmy Hart out of the ring. Tito Santana gets the upper hand early. The Hart Foundation takes over. After Anvil just pushes the Tito Santana back into the corner where they double choke him in the corner, and the Anvil takes advantage. Tags in the Hitman, and the Hitman goes to work on Tito, who gets the tag to Dynamite. And then the Hart Foundation kind of work him over after he had a good start with kicks, punches, plexes, and body slams. They work him over, and he's in the match too long. I think this is the longest match that's a tag team where one person got worked over, and that was the Dynamite Kid. They tag in Dangerous Danny Davis. He throws 2 kicks, tags out. They work over Dynamite Kid, throws 2 more kicks and tags out. Shot after the Hart Foundation put more work in and tag in Dangerous Danny Davis. They try to slingshot him in for a splash. Dynamite gets the knees up and tags in Davey Boy, who goes to town on Danny Davis, hits him with the flying forearm, doesn't want the cover. He has it raining down fists of punches that affects Danny Davis. He then tags in the British Bulldog, who suplexes and clotheslines. There's a tombstone pile driver by Davey Boy Smith. And his running power slam. He goes 1, 2, and then Anvil boots him in the head. Tito hits him with a flying forearm. There's a bunch of six-man chaos happening. Jimmy Hart throws Dangerous Danny Davis the megaphone. He hits Dynamite Kid 1, 2, 3. Dangerous Danny Davis wins for him and the Hart Foundation against the Bulldogs and Tito Santana. And he's being helped to the back. He can barely even stand. He's taken such a beating. But anyway, your winners are Davis and the Foundation over the Bulldogs and Tito Santana. As Gorilla Monsoon used to say, what a travesty of justice. Your next contest this evening would be Coco Beware, one of my personal favorites, with Frankie, of course, against Butch Reed with Slick. After the car and elbow tie up, Butch Reed gets the advantage without a clean break, a punch to the stomach, clubs Coco a couple of times, brings him to the corner, roughs him up, does the face to the turnbuckle bit a couple times, and then Coco gets an advantage with a hip toss and a few punches and a drop kick. And Natural misses the clothesline. Really quick match. Coco hits him with a crossbody, flips it over and grabs the tights. 1, 2, 3. Your winner of the match, the Natural, Butch Reed. However, I don't think that was the part of the match because Coco then punches after the match. And the Doctor style, Slick uses his cane, and Tito messes with Slick, and the Natural gets double teamed by Coco and Tito, respectively. And so your winner is the Natural, Butch Reed, and we'll get ready for our next contest here at WrestleMania 3. All right, it is now time to review what I believe is the greatest match in WrestleMania history. Well, if you disagree or agree, leave it in the comment section below and tell me your favorite WrestleMania match. It's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat against WWE Intercontinental Champion Macho Man Randy Savage, with Elizabeth George the Animal Steel will be in Ricky the Dragon's corner. And the reason I think that this match was so great, because you had two guys who cared so much about the art of professional wrestling. Macho Man, who was the tactician of all tacticians, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who is one of the greatest athletes in wrestling history. It started out with a collar and elbow tie up. Macho Man pummeled by Ricky, getting him to chase him around the ring using elbows and forearms. The back and forth nature of this match wasn't about the moves or the holds. It was that Macho Man would soften up Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who was just coming back from a throat injury caused by Savage, bringing the bell down on Steamboat's throat. So maybe that played a part in it too, is the emotion in this match. And there was a point in this match where Ricky the Dragon had Savage begging off and pulled him into the corner to buy time. The referee gets knocked down. Usually it's the babyface that gets robbed, but Savage slams Ricky, gives him the Macho Man elbow drop. 1, 2, 3, no referee. 4, 5, 6. Savage is going to have a fit. That was a well done match. Savage realized the referee was down. He went to get the bell, went up to the top rope. Animal tried to stop him. He kicked him off and he had to go get the bell back. Tried to climb the rope again. George the Animal Steel pushes him off. Savage gets up, tries for suplex. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat gets an inside cradle. 1, 2, 3. The new Intercontinental Champion is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and we'll move on to the next match. But for my money, again, greatest match in WrestleMania history, one of the greatest matches of all time. Whether you agree or disagree, let me know in the comment section below. The next contest is Jake the Snake Roberts versus the Honky Tonk Man. Jake is upset because the Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart used the guitar and smashed it over Jake's head, which kind of led to this match. And I only bring that up because it plays into what happens at the beginning is Jake hits him with lefts and rights, doesn't let him out of his jumpsuit, and continues the assault outside, including a scoop slam that gets the Honky Tonk Man going. And eventually the Honky Tonk Man does get the advantage with kicks and clubbering forearms and double axe handles. And Honky has the snake wound as he tries to set him up for the shake, rattle, and roll. The fires back, hits him with a back body drop, and signals for the DDT. He signals for the DDT. He goes into the corner, distracted by Jimmy Hart. Honky gets the roll up, holds the top rope. 1, 2, 3. Honky Tonk Man beats Jake the Snake Roberts. And we'll go to the next match at WrestleMania 3. Now we go to the next tag team match. Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik versus the Killer Bees, Jumpin' Jim Brunzell and B. Brian Blair. The Killer Bees get jumped from behind to start this match. They do turn it around at that point, but they don't really recover from that. Volkov and Sheik are in control for the majority of this match. And the funny thing is, before the match, Hacksaw Jim Duggan come out and disrupted Nikolai Volkov singing the Soviet national anthem. This match wasn't competitive. We'll skip to the end because there isn't much about this one. That me. She puts the camel clutch on one of the bees, and Hacksaw's chasing Slick around the ring. Volkov, he gets away, but Hacksaw sees there Sheik has the camel clutch on one of the bees. I believe it's Brian Blair. But he decides to whack him with the 2x4, the disqualification. That's probably the most interesting thing that happened was Hacksaw made a speech about an overnight at Brutus. But really, this is probably the least interesting on the card so far. But don't worry, we still got a Hogan versus Andre main event upcoming. And we continue at WrestleMania 3. They announced 93,173 people, the world indoor attendance record at the time. This is March 29, 1987, and none of these numbers can officially be confirmed, as they've gotten multiple reports, multiple sources over the years. It's now time for the main event. Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. The immovable force versus the unstoppable object, or however the saying goes, is not very important. This match starts with Andre getting a few punches from Hogan, and Hogan trying to slam Andre. Doesn't work. 1, 2, Hogan kicks out. Andre clubs Hogan a few times, picks him up, slams him twice, does the old step on the back, brings Hogan to the corner, more clubs, kicks, shoulder blocks. Hogan gets free, fires up with punches and clotheslines, gets knocked down, goes out of the ring. Andre, more kicks and punches. Hogan gets the upper hand outside, removes part of the carpeting, gets back body drop on the pavement. Andre rolls Hogan back in, gets back in himself, tries to Irish whip Hogan, tries to throw another, misses, hits the clothesline, falls down, gets to his feet in the corner. Hogan picks up Andre, slams him, hits him with the big leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and still WWE champion, the immortal Hulk Hogan. And if you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe. Help the channel grow. I appreciate it. And until next time, may your eagle come from a place that keeps you humble. I'm Mo Money. Mamba out.